Welcome to the MorningBird Minute, edition 42. This is Robin Lee Miller, joined with Julie Deem, and today we are bringing you 7 things that you need to know that happened in the past week on social. There have been so many new updates and cases going on. We cannot wait to dive in. So, Julie, you want to start us off?
Absolutely. So first thing here is Spotify. Spotify is going to make some better decisions for the future. So we have to remember to look at the past. And August is rich with first quarter and second quarter earning reports. And we take a look at where Spotify has been just to see where Spotify is going.
Here.
Taking their ranks as the world's #1 audio network, they have released a number of unique features in this past year to enhance the user experience. Things like Super Grouper to live stream events and live audio. As the leader in audio distribution, you can only imagine that they will help continue to shape the direction of the industry.
Let me tell you a little bit about this super grouper. I know that we've reported on it in past editions of Morning Bird Minute, but I've this is like the first of its kind, unique to Spotify and the way that it's shaping the industry. It kind of empowers fans to create and share their ultimate all-star assemblies of artists. And it's an in-app experience that they can use to like share their playlists and whatnot. And then the live events feed is like where fans can go and discover a personalized selection of all the live events that are happening in their local area using geography and whatnot. So you can check out what's going on in terms of music and events. And then the live audio, of course, that's been a big hit now too. And I also love that in the US you can upload videos now. So get on that one too. We'll probably be uploading this one to Spotify, not gonna lie.
That is so cool. I love that. I've noticed it just from the standpoint of, when you're listening to music, you see a lot more of people, the musicians' music videos playing in the background behind the actual lyrics, and it just seems to be like part of normal to just see the music video play in the background while you're watching Spotify.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to it's like the new VH1 or the new MTV.
Totally, totally, totally. So Spotify from 2019, their numbers for active users and subscribers have skyrocketed to 433 million total users with 188 million as premium subscribers, meaning that they're paying for a subscription.
Mhm.
I know. So if audio content is on your radar, they have prioritized empowering creators and connecting fans through acquisition of Sonantic, a software that can help turn text into realistic sounding audio, and a partnership with Integral Ad Science to create a brand safety framework for podcasts.
I also heard that they have introduced the first safety advisory council to like it's the first one of any major audio company to put this in place. So it's certainly a big thing for them this year.
That's incredible. It's so wild to think about how fast technology is moving and how fast things are changing with innovation. And in addition to that, they are also leveraging mainstream trends by
Mhm.
providing you access to specialty content aggregated in one hub. So they're saying, think about this as like AAPI or Pride Month. Does that have you like feeling a little more intrigued?
I think so.
Because if it does, you want to grab this full report on our digital publication of the Morning Bird Minute, which is linked down below in our show notes.
Yeah, and speaking of connecting with fans like in Spotify, right? Meta has announced the launch of their Feeds tab. With this easy new feature, you can create a list of all of your favorite friends and pages that are most important to you. And
That
you can
is cool.
filter out all the stuff you don't want to see anymore. Oh. That's a win.
How's it taking this long to come up with this as an option?
You know what's kind of funny? I think that it's come full circle and that honestly, like this is where the platform started and then they just grew and grew and grew and now they're coming back to some of their fundamental core. And which is nice because they've also changed up their primary tab, which they changed it back to home, which I think it used to probably be home and then it went to primary and now it's probably back to home. So now when they tell you like, oh, go to that tab, that they're talking about the home tab, which you probably thought it was home all along, but now it's back to home again officially. And gone are the days of those suggested for you posts clogging up your stream if you can go ahead and make yourself your favorites list. And now you can personalize everything that you want to. So, oh, don't forget also that you can do this now for your Instagram account as well.
That's awesome. I mean, that's such helpful information because
Mhm.
it was getting really crazy there for a minute when it came to social media. Like you said, coming full circle, back in the day, social media was initially created for social engagement, right? We wanted it as a platform to connect with our friends, connect with our family, but we've kind of gotten away from that. And, in terms of marketing, the marketing numbers were focused more on keeping the user on the platform for
Mhm,
longer
mhm.
amounts of time. And that meant, watching videos where you're
Right.
consuming different types of media around educational pieces or inspirational videos, and you weren't really focused on the connection engagement side of social media anymore. And it's nice that they have found a way to kind of bring it full circle and bring us back into where we are finding that engagement and socialization aspect again.
Absolutely. Let like Facebook and Instagram be for social media and social interaction because over here, that's why you have YouTube for that hyper focused content.
Yeah, hyper focused content. So YouTube is really capitalized in that as a platform. And it's because they have things like structure and relevance and this hyper focused content, as you were saying, Robin. It's pretty crazy that it's all packaged up into one shiny, unbeatable algorithm. And
Truth.
so, as creators, at one point or another, we no doubt experience the impact of imposter syndrome. It's definitely something I go through and experience. And we are here to remind you that you are making content that is worth watching. As we're sitting right here recording from two different locations, we fully understand that if you are feeling a little burnt out, that there are some additional reminders from the industry experts about what content is performing strongest on YouTube specifically. But you can absolutely be repurposed to all your platforms. And some of the greatest pain points for creators are delivering that content in a way that is authentic in conjunction with what is trending. So,
Mhm.
right now, shorts are all the rage, along with some streaming of longer form content. Users just have to really be coming to this platform with some niche topic content, and as business owners who want to provide that value, YouTube is a great home for you to amplify your messaging and create that status in the industry. At the end of the day, YouTube states that you are the relevance engines, responding to and shaping culture as it ebbs and flows. And they nailed it on the head. As we've all skimmed the surface, feel free to check out our show notes for the full length videos.
Yeah, they are pretty useful. I did take a look at some of them and the way that they speak about the industry and just reminding you that authenticity goes a long way. And we are the ones that are shaping this culture as it ebbs and flows. And speaking of that, not just for the user experience, but this is also happening within the companies who are doing social media, right? Who own them. I've got one for you. What do birds, ghosts, and apples all have in common?
Yeah, I have no idea. I was thinking about that. Like, what?
Let me tell you, they all share one goal, and that would be inclusion. And let me give you some of these updates from Twitter, Snap, and Apple as they've announced several initiatives that they are partaking in to be on the forefront of diversity and inclusion. Twitter rolls out an expanded portfolio of self paced e learnings titled the hashtag Until We All Belong Toolkit to ensure that their teams have the tools and resources they need to drive inclusion at the individual and team level. It all has to start there, right? Starting from the top to get everybody to understand like what you don't know. And now you know. So sometimes you just have to be told, right? If we look over in a Snapland, they've been on the forefront of disability inclusion and they strongly feel that disability inclusion drives innovation. And so for the second year in a row, they have been recognized as a DEI best place to work for disability inclusion by the American Association of People with Disabilities, the AADP. From this past year, they have birthed amazing features such as the American Sign Language Alphabet Lens, which is super cool. If you haven't had a chance to see that one, you can do sign language and it teaches you and it tells you, and that way you can communicate with people who are hard of hearing. They've also released new bit emoji stickers that include hearing aids, cane stickers, and wheelchair poses for users after they interviewed several people whom identify with disabilities, and that helped them to create this new set of stickers. And then on the other side of this, for employees, Snap Ability was born. This was all an effort to create an employee resource group that brings people together who identify as persons with disabilities and also allies, guardians, and advocates of persons with disabilities. They also offer a fully paid subscription to Wealthy, WELL, not wealthy money wise, but for your wellness, where team members, independents who are experiencing or happen to be caring for someone with multiple complicated medical conditions situations, they can get a dedicated care coordinator which is relieves so much stress so that they can focus on their work, and make Snap an overall better experience for its users. And they've given their employees another program that provides mental health coaching. So all of these great initiatives toward being inclusive for all types of populations. And lastly, Apple, in partnership with Cal HFA, they're expanding its homelessness prevention program. We know that this is a big issue in California, near Silicon Valley. The cost of living is just like insane, but Apple has a lot going on in California. So they are helping provide mortgage and down payment assistance for thousands of low and moderate income first time home buyers, and launching an affordable housing investment program that has unlocked funding to support nearly 2,000 units across the state of California. I think it's really nice to see these large companies making impacts on the communities and the people that they serve.
Yeah, I love to hear that too. It's incredible because anytime you're in a position and leadership to where you can, give back, it's always exciting to see. And it's very inspirational, especially, with how much, negative things are going on in the world right now. And, they're not alone. They're not the only ones here stepping it up in terms of diversity and inclusion. We've got, one of the top priorities for Pinterest and Instagram right now is to continue in strengthening a diverse representation. Both Instagram and Pinterest are advancing in programs that support empowerment of Black talent on their platforms. Instagram has debuted the 2022 hashtag Black Visionaries program with the Brooklyn Museum. And so, for starters, they are giving $650,000 in grants to Black artists, Black small businesses, Black designers, and so many more. And this includes, five $100,000 visionary small business grants for Black-led organizations in the US focused on design, and five $30,000 emerging visionary grants supported by Meta Open Arts for individuals focused on art and design based here in the US. And so while IG is focused on grants, Pinterest is actually partnering with DevColor, a global career accelerator for Black software engineers, technologists, and executives. And this move has made it in hopes that the future of technology is representative of Black talent and the Black community as a whole, according to Nicole Barnes Marshall, which is the global head of inclusion and diversity at Pinterest.
Whoa.
Both of these companies, yeah, have been taking remarkable measures to provide inclusivity and diversity on their platforms, and audiences growing and continue to grow. So rest easy knowing that the community is on the forefront of their agendas and that there is a place for all of us within these networks. It's just this innovation is, continuing to show up, and it's really exciting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Innovation is all around us. Sometimes it's very positive, sometimes it can be a little bit troublesome. And while this one's not a direct social update, we want to keep you included on a current case that is affecting the forward motion of virtual reality technology for better or for worse. The Federal Trade Commission is lawfully wrong in their attempt to block Meta's acquisition of a company called Within. They are the company behind the VR fitness app called Supernatural. They base their case on ideology and speculation that allowing Meta to go through with creating this VR fitness app would lead other companies to an anti competitive outcome. This speculation is based on the assumption that other companies would not attempt to create a similar VR experience because of the sheer size of Meta. However, there is no direct evidence that this is currently affecting the competition. In fact, it could encourage competition to be more creative in VR fitness apps, right? Maybe, who knows? Meta's acquisition of Within would benefit consumers and developers while increasing overall interest in building more in the area of fitness in VR. I could totally see this blowing up, right? You could just get to work out in your house and the comfort of your living room without having to kick the guy in front of you because
Totally.
you're not on a mat and it's fine. But with all things, we will see what the ruling is and how the metaverse will continue to unfold.
Yeah, I mean, I think about the metaverse and how, back to what we don't know. And it's crazy to me that we're now coming to this place of looking at these, meta shops. And so,
Mhm.
Meta is coming out with these shops, and with all the new features rolling out in e-commerce land, we thought that it would be useful to provide a checklist to make sure that you know the best practices and eligibility requirements as Meta's commerce becomes an increasingly useful tool to sell products or services from your business on IG and on Facebook. At this time, you can sell from Facebook shops, Facebook page shops, marketplace stores, live shopping, and Instagram shopping. And these tips can be really useful on other platforms as well as Etsy and Pinterest. And so you'll really want to, take a first look here at how you monitor your account health, tracking things like your account health evaluations and making sure that you're complying with commerce eligibility requirements. If you receive a needs improvement evaluation or lose access to your commerce features, check to see if you can request a review in your account quality.
And really, it's all about the shipping, right? You got to set clear expectations for shipping because you want Meta to know that you are serious about what you do. So, providing your customers with tracking information to keep them updated on their purchase will keep them happy. And then keeping track of that shipping progress once it's sent out. So, track every item to ensure the delivery. And of course, refund customers immediately if an item doesn't get delivered because that will help avoid some negative feedback for your business. And speaking of that feedback, improving your business by responding to the feedback from your customers is a thumbs up, right? You want to collect that feedback. It can help you build stronger customer relationships. And of course, what we all want to encourage repeat purchases.
Absolutely. And always make sure you're being very clear about what you're selling. You want to avoid using photos that don't really resemble the actual item that you're trying to sell, and product inaccuracies can really lower your overall customer trust in your business. So make sure you always keep your customers informed, communicate with customers when there's an unexpected delay in shipping to avoid receiving negative customer feedback on your reviews. By the way, Google reviews is now linking to those reviews too. So you want to be really careful how you treat your customers. I have recently, an experience that was through an online e-commerce store. And when I went to purchase this item, I was waiting around for it and I thought I was being very patient. I had purchased it a month in advance because I was preparing for a speaking event. And while I was waiting, I thought I'd given the shop owner enough time to send me the item, only to discover the night before the event that the item wasn't even in her possession yet. She had put this item on her e-commerce store for people to purchase, but there was a shipping delay, and now my item wasn't even in her actual inventory to ship to me, and I had never experienced that before, and I was really surprised. And I thought that, if I had received the communication, I probably would have come up with a backup plan in the event that I didn't have that item when I was hoping to have it.
Especially if you bought all of the accessories that match that particular one. You're like, oh gosh, I'm just waiting on the dress.
I know, you get it, Robin, you get it. It's so difficult, and so, it really affects your customers' feedback from the standpoint that, I don't know if I will seek out her, e-commerce shop next time I'm in a pinch and looking for something to grab when I have other e-commerce sites that can honor that item and send it to me at a faster rate.
Absolutely. So we hope that this little checklist will help you for better or for worse, especially as e-commerce becomes more of a mainstream thing on Facebook and Instagram and all of these various areas where you never thought you could sell your products before, but now you can. And that pretty much brings us to the end. And that concludes our edition 42 of the Morning Bird Minute, a Morning Bird Media original. Again, I'm Robin Lee Miller.
Yep, and I'm Julie Deem here with your weekly roundup of all things social. So whether you're more of a squeeze of lemon kind of person or a teaspoon of honey, we hope that this info helps stir up your social media strategy for the better.
And of course, you can find more in-depth public Let me redo that. Of course, you can find more in-depth coverage on our weekly digital publication of the Morning Bird Minute by seeing our show notes or of course following us on all of your favorite social platforms.
Yep. Thank you so much for tuning in. And new episodes drop every Sunday so you can fly ahead of your competition.
Bye.